Bobby Hall?
10, 15 years ago, nobody wanted to play there.
Not Bobby.
I
Glenn
know.
Hall.
I'm with you on this one. I'm just trying to explain, or try to anyways, why it would be left off the 7 ballots.
Guys that
I've handed in terrible ballots before. I've been wrong
only
about
won
plenty
one
of
Stanley
things
Cup in
before. I am
1961.
not perfect. Far from it.
Wow.
I just don't understand how he can't be on 7 ballots. Like that's
Busher Jackson. That's
crazy to me.
That's a bit before my time. That's the 30s.
Kyle.
And Red Horner.
It's all the players
also the
bent.
30s.
The team found a creative way, and ownership said, "You need this, we'll do it for you." Bennett, like the organization, Zito had to bend on Bennett,
along with Bert Olmsted.
Even though Bennett's a great player, Zito doesn't like to bend on anybody, but he had to bend on Bennett.
6 Stanley Cup finals
because they want him for 8x7, 8x8, but still, Bennett's taking less than you could have gotten on the open market. Ekblad, I always thought that would be the hardest one.
Is there anybody
the
else
Panthers
who
really
is
bent on him?
Modern,
and
like Corey Perry.
They got it done, and Ekblad
also
took less than he would have gotten in the open market. Although with taxes, again, we should mention that. But overall, there was
Brian
more out there for
5 Stanley Cup finals.
Marchand, what a crazy deal! Like I got to tell you, there were other teams low key in the league that were furious at this contract. They were like, "How can the NHL approve a 6-year deal for a 37-year-old?"
That's right. Yeah,
there's nobody in the league who's ever had a deal like this before.
It's an achievement to get there.
And I'm like, hey man, they approved it.
Yeah, Corey Perry was not top.
I'm the guy who likes to find loopholes in all the fantasy football leagues. So if the league approves it, I got no problem with this.
It makes sense. Again, 11 trips.
He's the one guy that probably got in terms of actual cash what he would have gotten out there.
Like I think
how many of those he signed for just under 32 million. I think he gets about 30 million or around there if he goes out on the open market, no problem.
Legacy game,
but he accepted like a different structure, right? But I'm not surprised. Like if you had reason to stay there, why
less sports radio?
Why would you leave?
That's right.
It's a great place to go right now. And you know what? I'll say this too. There's a lot of assumption that Evan Rodriguez is going to get
thank
dealt.
you for the clever voice.
I was told not to assume anything.
Okay,
like they've got to figure out what Kachuk's surgical plan is or recovery plan is.
About a moment that happened
someone said to me, guys always get hurt.
And can't remember who the player was.
And Rodriguez is a really popular player there.
Not sure
I
if
could
you
see
remember.
The Panthers waiting.
The Columbus Blue
now,
Jackets selected a player early in the draft.
That
was a complete shock.
I could see the Panthers
waiting
to see this player.
The guys that were on the panel were scrambling to find notes and information on this said player.
Gets the Nate Schmidt job.
He was not on anyone's mock list.
First it was the OEL job.
If you do remember who this is,
then it was the Nate Schmidt job, and now
Jeff Petrie. Did he end up making it?
By the way,
the NHL.
We got a lot of positive
he is in the NHL
to when we talked about Vinny Viola's servant leadership.
And
there was a lot of people who reached out and said that really resonated with them.
That was one of
and just wanted to say, I'm glad you ultimate found something in that. I thought it was really interesting too.
Driving a bus over someone and then backing over a moment
and if
I have ever been a part of on television.
Evan Rodriguez,
so I was on the secondary
2 more years
with
at
Mike
3
Futer.
per. Boy, oh boy, I would be.
The first panel, I think it was
I'm a big fan of that guy for a whole host of reasons.
And I can't remember who else was there.
The defending champs try to
Jarmo Kekäläinen and Ville
keep
Siren.
that title for one more year as they embark into another offseason of celebrating. The Montreal Canadiens, meanwhile,
the 2020 draft.
Their big swing in landing Noah Dobson, extending him along with that, and the trade for Zach Bolduc
is like.
You know, and give up Logan Mailloux. There's a team that's got a lot of bodies on the blue line, so there was a surplus there to be able to make that.
Let's see if Mike knows anything about it.
With all of that said, though, Elliot, like it felt like this is a team with Kent Hughes that they didn't get too excited about getting into the playoffs last year and start handing out a ton of money left, right, and center.
So he throws up to Mike,
St. Louis loves to use the word calculated, though they did make some additions that you think could help them in a real big way here right away.
I'm not a draft guy. And
very,
I remember
very
the best thing about it was
as they've gone about all
that at the time.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Had been playing
there's
in
I
Russia,
who this earlier, but I don't think there was a GM who was more aggressive out there than Kent Hughes. Bob I don't know that anybody expected it would be Noah Dobson.
He saw that and he was laughing.
That would be the guy that he would swing it on. I think a lot of people wonder if it would be a forward. But Noah Dobson wanted to be there, and talent is talent,
was a really good player.
So he got it done.
He's now a member of the Blue Jackets. He's had 7 goals
and in this NHL, you can never have enough offense from your defense.
He's got I think 70 points.
So they get Dobson done. I'll tell you this: I also like the Bolduc deal,
and
he's a Bolduc is a guy who
absolutely is a player. I remember that very well.
He got a bit wired in the playoffs.
Goodness. Yes, me too.
He took a couple of really undisciplined penalties that kind of hurt the Blues a bit.
A strange time.
But I look at those as mistakes. I'm trying to do too much, and I'm a little bit too excited
on the internet.
Like, you can dial a guy down. I'd rather try to calm a wild colt than motivate a dry goat.
Like they were,
and
sometimes when things like that happen, I feel badly for guys like
Sam.
That line before. First of all,
and then so Bolduc to me,
these guys do.
Like I like that pickup.
And Jason Bukala, they do that.
Some people
are
saying, "Oh, he's like really
was off the board."
I don't know. I think that guy someday could play higher.
So when
now you've got Slavkovsky up there, so I don't know if you're ever playing as high as him. But if you told me the guy could play second line, I wouldn't be surprised about you. I like that.
Most people had a lot of fun.
I like that pickup for that.
About it.
All right, that was the thought line. 1-833-311-3232. If you'd like to call and leave a voicemail, like Brian from Ottawa did today, or you can email us at 32thoughts@sportsnet.ca.
Ken Hughes is the kind of guy like he's never done, right? If something pops out, he'll do it. We'll see.
One final break,
but look,
back to wrap.
To me, they lost a couple of really key depth guys. Heineman was a useful forward for them. Dvorak took a lot of heat during the year, but as they drove to the playoffs, he played a really important role as a center on his line. Armia, I would have liked him to be more consistent.
Okay, welcome back. Before
but Montreal
had
the 9th best penalty kill in the NHL last year, and Dvorak and Armia were the top 2
seemingly
forwards. They're going to have to fill those roles.
An untouchable run
so
that Brad
I look
Marchand
at this,
has
and Kirby Dach will come back. You assume he'll get a chance to ramp himself right back up there again.
But the videos, the images,
I do think
from the elbow room and
I could see
along the beaches of Fort Lauderdale, as he and his teammates are well into enjoying
with this.
The organization,
and I would like to do
Stanley Cup
more
championship.
With this.
His latest
intriguing start for Montreal, and still could be more to come there for Ken Hughes and company. The Ottawa Senators
Thursday night, so hopefully
after much grinding, they get the deal done to bring back Claude Giroux. They sign Lars Eller. There's the trade with LA to bring in Jordan Spence on the back end. You mentioned that they were a team that was interested in Tanner Jeannot.
With thanks.
How active do you think Steve Staios was in terms of the things that maybe he couldn't get done that he tried to get
NHL
done?
Flames?
I don't know. I think he had a few lines in the water. I'm not sure that there was anything too crazy out there. Like it was interesting hearing him and Giroux kind of talk about their negotiation.
Surely he's
they didn't deny
that.
Nope. That one got
continues to find
really intense.
Great stuff
and
for people to
someone will tell me here if I'm wrong
to do so.
But I heard that one of the issues was the weighing
1 week away from
of the team success bonuses and the individual bonuses. Like if you look at like the Tays one. Tays gets like the 10, 20, 30, 40, however many games it is. Then he gets more bonuses the more success Winnipeg has.
Hopefully you got some sunshine
you look at Dadonov with New Jersey, similar.
Taking some
he
time
gets
out of
some
your
games
day to listen to us
played
once
bonuses,
again, as you have done
and then
all season
success
long.
with how much how well the Devils do. And ideally you want to balance it, right? You want both of those in there.
Speak to you
like
again.
I heard that was a real battle. Like Ottawa obviously leaned towards the team bonuses, and Giroux was like, sure, but like look at the standard out here. There should be some individual games played bonuses as well. And finally they got there, but like they didn't deny that those were tough negotiations. But it's important. Like, I think one of the things is like people put this stuff behind them and they're like, okay, it's done now. Let's play hockey. I didn't